This float is a little different because I haven't planned it out yet. We're just going to do a flow that feels right in the moment, and we're not going to seek perfection, at least not perfection in its usual form. Just thinking about how we're going to allow this flow to come together. I have a few things in mind that I want to focus on. Let's move forward into tabletop position and let's just take circles over our wrists. Wrists beneath the shoulders, coming back and around. And then let's come up into cat-cow. Arching our back, leaning, reaching forwards. And then back into a cat. And as you can see, I'm moving myself forwards and backwards with the movement, just to add an extra layer onto that. Let's bring our right arm forward and our left foot back. And let's just bring these in and out. Exhaling in. Inhaling out. And it's in this manner that I think we cultivate the perfect moment. See, I was reading before about technique, about the perfect day method. It's about people meditating on their idea of the perfect day and what that would look like and what they do, and almost trying to visualize it and create it. When I first heard about that method, I jumped to a conclusion of what I thought it might be, and I thought, you know what? You should lie down and imagine that where you are right now, the day that you're about to live, is the perfect day. Because what is perfect anyway? You know? Let's switch. Left arm forward, right arm back, right leg back. Is perfect something with no mistakes? Is perfect something where everyone does certain things in a certain way? Why can't we see perfection as the mad chaos of the world around us? See, for me, I think if I were to die and be given the chance to have just one more day, just come back to Earth for one day, I don't know what a perfect day would look like. And if I had my life taken away from me and I knew that whatever else was ahead of me, I'd never get to live as a human being again in this form as me, I know that if I woke up in my bed whatever day it was, that would be perfect. And I would go about my life, and whatever happened, it would be like a freebie. So it wouldn't really matter what would happen. I wouldn't have to be at a beach. I wouldn't have to be with anyone in particular. I could just go outside, look at the trees. And I know a lot of that sounds silly, but there's some truth to it. There really is. Let's hold the last one here. And release. Let's flip our wrists here. I don't often do this. Sometimes it's good to do things we don't often do, but also we're in that position for quite a while. So let's just see if we can bring ourselves back a little. Stretch out those wrists there, and then flip them back. Let's flip them towards each other and just go forwards and backwards and side to side. That's a nice stretch there. Bit of a stretch to the neck as well. Let's do a few vinyasas. Wasn't sure if I was feeling it, but let's do it. So back into tabletop, we'll come up on our toes. We're in plank now. Let's hold plank for a moment. Inhale, exhale to the mat, come up into up dog. Over on our toes, into down dog. Push down dog as far as you want to go, whatever feels right. Pedal out those legs. As I've said, I'm working on my hamstrings. You can see I need to. And let's bring our right leg high into three-legged dog. Let's hold this for a moment, and let's bring it forward, step into a lunge, and come up. Here, let's take a moment. Bring our hands high on the inhale, gaze to the thumbs, see if we can stretch back just a little further, and down into that lunge. Inhale and exhale, palms to the mat. Right arm high, gaze to the right thumb, maybe come up on that left leg. Palm to the mat, knee to the mat. Right palm inside this time, left palm to the sky, gaze to the left thumb, up on that left knee, if you can. And if you're able, just go underneath for the bind. And then coming down whenever feels right. Let's lunge into this. Drop down into the lizard. We'll come up one more time. And back into plank. Vinyasa through. Up dog. Over on the toes into down dog. Bring the feet forward a little so we can push back
Straightening the back, and see if we can pedal out those legs, trying to get them as straight as possible but not worrying too much. You might feel a difference here between the right leg and the left leg, the right leg you've just stretched. Let's do the same with the left. Left leg high, hold, through, and center. Drop the right knee to the floor, and come up. Let's just appreciate these moments in between poses. So often we're thinking, what's next, what's next, what's next? In life, doesn't have to always be something next. Or there is, but we don't always have to be right in it right now. We can get our minds right, our minds focused in stillness. There's so much power to the in-betweens. Let's take them as a whole as well. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, palms to the sky, gaze to the thumbs. Maybe bring that left foot a little further forward so that we can drop into this lunge here and gaze back to the thumbs. Being careful on that right knee as we might be putting a little pressure on it there. Try and straighten the arms. That's the other thing too about taking time. We focus on little things instead of skipping over and always pushing to the next big thing. Inhale and exhale, palms to the mat. Same as we did on the right side, this time we'll come over to the left side, gaze to the left thumb, and maybe come up on that right knee. Exhale, palm to the mat, this time the left palm on the inside of the left foot. Bring that left foot up slightly. And this time we'll gaze to that right palm. Maybe take the bind, maybe come up on that right knee. Whatever feels right. Palms to the mat, knees to the mat. Feet back, into plank. Actually, we didn't quite do lizards, so if you want to come down, just let the body fall. And then we can come back into plank. Drop down, up into our dog. Shoulders back. Gaze to the sky. Over on the feet. Into down dog. Now here, I'm thinking we could add in a bit of warrior and trikonasana. So, from down dog, right leg high, bring it forward, stay up, and come up into warrior one. Feel that stretch along that left foot. Exhale into warrior two. And again, the benefit of stillness is that it helps us connect with every part of ourselves. The parts of our minds that are worrying non-stop about what we're doing or not doing or should be doing or how we look or how we sound. They all fade away when we put the focus right now in this moment into that left calf. Yeah, left calf. Just think about it. Feel that stretch. See if you can go any lower on that right knee. Think about it. Now you're not thinking about anything else. Let's straighten the legs here. Palms to hips. And let's bring the left foot to a 90-degree angle. Left foot straight. We'll come into a trikonasana. Palms out to the sides, gaze straight ahead, and see if we can tuck that right hand inside that right ankle. Gaze to the left thumb. Seeing if we can twist ourselves any more to gaze to that left thumb. And we're going to hold this here just for a few moments. And I'm going to practice what I preach. I'm not going to talk through it. I'm just going to think about that stretch along my right leg right now. Twisting with each exhale. Really using that breath to work the body. And back up. Palms to waist. Let's sink back down into warrior. Warrior one. And down into almost a lunge, back into plank. Down, up dog, over on the toes, step forward into down dog, left leg high, left leg forward, between the palms, and up into a warrior one. Gaze the thumbs. We held that for a moment, didn't we? So let's do the same here. Obligation can be annoying, but sometimes when our obligation is, well, we had a pause last time, let's do a pause this time. Sometimes that's not such a bad obligation. Just let the mind settle. Again, feel that stretch in that right leg, sink into the left knee a little further. And out into warrior two. Straighten the left leg, palms to hips, and the right foot facing the same direction as we are. With both legs straight, trikonasana over the left leg here, palms out, and exhale down. Back up, palms to hips. Let's bring that right foot to 45-degree angle again. Sink back into Warrior One for the last time. And down, and back into plank. Let's hold plank here for a moment. Let's finish with a vinyasa. Down, up into up dog. Over the toes into down dog. Take a step forward to help us. And let's really pedal those feet one last time. We all have insecurities about ourselves, about our mind, about our bodies. As I've mentioned, one of mine is my hamstrings. And I'm always trying to stretch out my hamstrings, which is why you'll see me do straight legs in a down dog like this, but when I bring my back and straighten my back with my shoulders, that's always what I'm working on, is to stretch out these hamstrings. But yoga is about learning to love your body no matter how it is. And we'll hop, step, or jump to the top of the mat here. And let's just do hatha asana. Feet under or feet over the palms. See if we can stretch out those legs. And down. Maybe I'm a lasana. Bring myself back for this. And in the same way that yoga is about learning to love the body, no matter how it is, we must learn to love the mind, no matter how it is. I always add a little caveat into those things. It's that we must try to help the body as much as we can, and then we'll love it anyway. And I think it's the same with the mind. If we try to love our mind, help to put it in situations which are perhaps beneficial for it and nurturing, and treat it with love and kindness as best as we can, then I think we can say we'll love it anyway. I'm feeling like a bakasana right now, so feel free to join me. Palms down, over on the elbows, or on the arms, not the elbows, and into a nice crow. And down. Maybe I'll practice some jump backs. There we go. Do another one. That'll do for now. Brings us in a good position to come up to pigeon. And this does really make me reflect on how much an act of love yoga is to the mind and the body. Particularly this kind of yoga, where we're not pushing any limitations or any expectations. Let's move forwards. And up into plank, switch leg. Because all we're really saying to the mind and the body in a situation like this is just do your best. Show me what you got. But we got no expectations. So whatever you do, it can't be wrong. Inhale. I was going to go down then, but I thought we'd have another moment. Now let's inhale. And be down with the exhale. Let's go back into plank, and I'm having a moment of, well, I'm here, so I may as well. I had it with that bakasana. Let's just roll back and forth on our toes for a moment. Push back on those hamstrings, over on those toes. It's like when you're in a shop and you think, or you go out shopping, and you think you might not have really wanted to go out shopping, but then since you're there, you think, well, okay, I will go in that shop. I will just have a look at that. But it's better than shopping because this is really beneficial for you. Yeah, I'm gonna do a handstand, headstand. Sorry, I'm not going that far today. So just into the usual position, and I'm going to move my feet forward and come up. Let's roll ourselves round into a dandasana. Straighten the mat if we need to. I'm going to do a Paschimottanasana. If you feel capable of just grabbing the toes and doing it that way, feel free. At the moment I'm using belt because I'm trying to stretch just as much and efficiently as possible without bending my knees. Just working on those finer points.
Inhale, straighten the back. Exhale, see if you can bring yourself closer. Bend those elbows. I find this such a meditative pose. You know, sometimes you see people trying to, really trying to grab their feet and everything. You don't have to push any more than you need to push. You don't need to put any more strain on your body, any more than you need. Everything comes together. And that little strain over a long time can do so much. And release. Let's finish by lying back. Bringing that right leg in. Just rotating it a little bit. And hugging it in. Elbows out. Maybe some dorsiflexion on that left foot. Not necessary though. Right hand out to the right side. Left hand on the right knee, and bring that over to the left side. You might have noticed this is one of my favourite warm downs. It's so nourishing. We did do some twists. The perfect counterbalance for a twist is a twist on the other side. And this is just the softest, most nurturing twist that I can think of. Back into the center. Breathe it in. Thank this right leg. And let it go. Bring your left leg in. Get some rotation going on that. And then hug it in, elbows out. Then left arm to the left side. Right hand over that left leg. And take it to the right side. You might feel different kinds of stretches on each side. Take that gaze to the left side. And bring it in. Center ourselves once more. Hug that left leg in. And thank that left leg for joining us in our practice. Inhale and exhale. Release it to the top of the mat. And let's just take a moment here in Shavasana.
There's sometimes a relief that we've finished, completed a practice. And again, in the sense of perfection, there can be the sense of we completed it without any mistakes. But really, what we're thankful for in that sense is that we completed it in a mindful way, where we were able to not worry about doing the right thing, and we were able to just let the right thing come together and be part of that. When we feel ready, let's bring ourselves up. Bring myself back a little bit. Just find a comfortable seated position. We're just going to take a moment of gratitude. And that can come in whatever way feels right. I'm not going to dictate that. What does gratitude mean to you? And how are you going to deliver that feeling of gratitude to yourself and to the universe? Palms together, over the heart center. Inhale, exhale, bow the head. Thank yourself and smile to yourself. Blink open the eyes. Raise the head. Namaste.